Ochite people, welcome back to my channel, Flashlightunity. I am Carol J, aka Theora. I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm back, and sometimes we have to take a breather, retreat to go back and get more information to reset ourselves. And so that's exactly what I did. But now, nothing's changed. I'm still on the mission to awaken the people, to get people to realize that it's time, like we have to wake up. We have to start recognizing what's going on in the world. We have to start being more aware, having awareness of what's going on around us, and so that we can elevate to our highest versions of ourselves. And so that's what I'm here to do. So like I said, I took a hiatus because, let's face it, we all need a retreat from what we're doing, and sometimes we can't do that while we're in the midst of the busy life. And sometimes the busy life can get us distracted where we get off of our mission. So that's kind of what took place. But guess what? I'm back, and I do have a little cold, so I know I may sound a little nasally, so I might have to cut this video up and do pauses, because man, this cold, this fall winter cold, I don't know what it is, but it is definitely kicking my butt. But that's okay, because I'm a winner. I'm an overcomer. So this cold is not going to keep me down. It's not going to prevent me from giving the messages out to the people, because it's needed. It's needed now more than ever. And so I am back. And so AKA Theora, that is my name that I'm going to start going by. There's seasons for everything. We have to embrace change. Change is inevitable, and we know that by summer, winter, spring, and fall. So there was a season where I did identify as Carol J, and now, but I was also Theora. So now I am Theora. So Carol J, that's also me, but I am also Theora from now on, And so, what I'm doing here is something that somebody would never, you could have never told me that this would be something that I will be doing, because, for me, I was loving light, and I am loving light, but I'm also a warrior. And so a warrior has to war. And so I war for righteousness. I war for everything that's in the light, everything that should be how it should be, So this is what I'm doing. And my mission is to wake the people up. I am trying to wake you up. I'm trying to get you to understand that you must wake up and start to use your mind. There's no other way. And the thing is, nobody can do this for you. This is like this is an independent undertaking that you're gonna have to take for yourself. If you're sitting around waiting and see what your mother's doing, what your cousin's doing, what your brother's doing, what your neighbor's doing, then you're gonna get left behind. This is not the time for you to be sitting around waiting to see what somebody else is gonna do. This is the time for you to have discernment, for you to use your own intuition, your own mind, which we all individually have for ourselves, And because we have our mind is not meant to be swayed by what other people are doing, or waiting for other people to do something, or waiting for other people to say it's okay for us to do something. You have to determine that for yourself. We're not waiting for other people to get on board to say what we should believe or how we should act. This is something that we should intuitively decide for ourselves, intuitively feel for ourselves when we receive information, especially information that's going to benefit us. Now, I know there's a lot of information that's out there. I know there's a lot of information from social media to the news to just society to public to from your families to your friends, and that's okay. But this is where our intuition come in. This is where we develop our intuition. Our intuition is based on how we feel, So no matter what information you're receiving, it should always be a feeling attached with it. And we all know good feelings, bad feelings, intermittent feelings, So you have to decide based on the information that you're receiving what you are feeling. And the goal of me is I'm trying to get you to feel what's right, what's beneficial for you, what's going to actually carry you or take you to the highest heights where you are supposed to be. I mean, we have all been in this illusion We have all been placed in this illusion, aka the Matrix. I did a video where I said they turned the Matrix upside down. Well, nothing has changed. The Matrix is still upside down. And guess what now? Now they're trying to bury the Matrix. It's upside down, but they're trying to bury the Matrix in the ground. And since we are all in the Matrix, that means that they're trying to bury us as well. So it's now, when I say time is now more than ever. Time is of the essence, which means there's not a lot of time for you to get on board. So I urge you, I encourage you to start paying attention, maintaining awareness. Dissect, listen with the discerning ear. Discernment is how we discern, or calculate what we're going to believe and what we perceive as true. So get in tune with your discernment. Try to figure out within yourself, talk amongst yourself, not with anybody else. Once you can gather your discernment within yourself and your feelings that match that discernment, where you can decide what's true and what's not true, then you're going to be on the right path. Because like I said, if you continue to wait for other people, whether it be family, whatever, to decide for you, then you're going to get left behind, because suppose they decide wrong. You know what I mean? And you have to be okay with deciding, and you be the only one deciding a certain way, because when you go with groupthink was going to steer you wrong, because that's what we're in. We're in the Matrix. The Matrix is upside down, and the Matrix is all based on groupthink. They want everybody to be the same. Think about it. The whole American dream that they put out, within this Matrix, go to school, go to college, for some that they anticipate to go to college, find a mate, buy a house. Who said buying a house was the American dream? These are some of the things that we need to start, like, cracking these things open and saying, no, that's not my dream. That's not what I want to do. I have other things that I desire, other things that I have a passion for, other things that I feel that I'm supposed to be doing. And this, my friends, is exactly what we need to be tapping into. We need to be tapping into those desires, those nuggles, those nudges that you feel for something else that you're supposed to be doing. Because we were all here with a purpose. They would like to make us think that this world is just haphazardly here, and that this world is just so bad, and it's hard, and you have to work hard, you have to think hard, you have to feel hard, you have to be hard. And that couldn't be furthest from the truth. We do not have to work hard, and we do not have to think hard. We can think soft. We're actually supposed to be in a childlike manner, which means we're always supposed to stay curious. We're always supposed to be curious for the next phase, for the next event, for the next bit of information. Because once again, this earth is like a big old school. We are here to learn, we are here to experience, and we are here to explore. But if you follow what society would say that you ought to follow, that path is doom, that path is gloom, that path is heaviness, that path is distraught, that path is despair, and that path only breeds fear. And this is the topic of the videos that I want to do today. I'm going to do a series of videos on fear, because fear is what's holding people back. And this is not by accident. It's not by chance. The fear that the most of the population fear is designed that way. It's been implemented. It's been planned out, and it's been distributed over the population. I mean, just year after year, for years and years and years and years and years. So much so that you can see it. You can see it in the environment as you look around. People are walking around like zombies. And you know why? Because they're caught in fear. Because they paint images in your mind. They paint images. And all they have to, and they can use words for this. We use words. They use words to paint these images in your mind. So you can create these words into images. And they know what they're doing. And as you create these images, the images create a feeling. within you, and that feeling is fear. But it's up to you to discern the images or the words that they're using and decide, no, I'm not going to paint that image. You know what I mean? Because I know, I believe, I feel that there's a bigger meaning to this life than just what they're saying. So if somebody wanted to control a society, they most definitely would paint the image of how they wanted their control regimen to be. And that's exactly what we're in. And I'm trying to get you guys to break out of it, And me, I'm no different from anybody else. I was in the matrix for so long, this upside down matrix for so long. But my discernment, I use my discernment myself, not anybody else's. And let me tell you, everybody around me thought I was crazy. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was losing it. And it was like, what, you're the only one saying this, nobody else is thinking that, this and the other. And that's okay with me, because I decided for myself, I use my own mind, which I am absolutely supposed to do, which you're absolutely supposed to do. I use my own mind to discern what was true and what was not true. And so, in this life, the mind is the most valuable possession that we possess, because the mind paints the image of what we see in our reality. Our thoughts, our feelings is what controls what we see. So if I wanted to control a civilization, a population, and I don't want them to think that they're powerful, that they're strong, that they can create whatever they want, guess what? I'm going to paint the picture with my words. I'm going to paint the picture of the opposite. I'm going to paint the picture of doom and gloom. I'm going to paint the picture of struggle. I'm going to paint the picture of fear. As long as I can keep you in fear, that fear is such a strong, strong, strong emotion. It controls majority of the people. And this is what we have to break. The people are in fear, and how we need to break this fear. Because, reality, ask yourself, what am I fearing? Is what you're fearing real? Because what is the acronym for fear? It's false events appearing real. False. False. We all know what false means. It's false events appearing real. Because let's face it, once you actually do something, let's say you had fear for, let's say you wanted to go skydiving, but you had a fear of skydiving. And that's false events appearing real, because your mind, because you haven't done it, your mind is painting a scenario of all the bad things that can happen, because it's fear. It's false events appearing real. But let's say you do skydive and you do it and it's exhilarating. You feel alive. You feel excited. And after you do it, that fear, that false events appearing real, and you do it and you realize, what was I fearful of? Because that was actually kind of fun. That was actually exhilarating. This is what I'm talking about. Even though sometimes you may be fearful of something, you have to do it anyway. You have to push through and do it anyway. And you have to be okay with standing alone. Because when they put you in the ground on your tombstone, what do you want it to say? Do you want it to say, because this earthly experience is a gift. It's a gift, because there's so many energies, there's so many spirits that would love to come and be in your shoes right here on this earth to experience this, because we are all spirit beings. We, the ones who are here, got the privilege of coming here with our avatar format, these bodies, to experience this earthly realm, this earthly experience. And we're supposed to make the best of it. We are not supposed to be stagnant. We are not supposed to be fearful, because once again, fear makes you frozen. It doesn't allow you to be creative, because the fear stops you from thinking this, from thinking that, from doing this, from doing that, because you have that false interpretation of what's real. And 9 times out of 10, what you're thinking about or what you're imagining in your head is not real. So it's okay, so we must break the fear. Now is the time, guys. Now is the time. We have no choice. People talk about the second coming, the coming of Christ, the second coming, always coming, and that's going to solve everything. That's not it. That's not how it goes. The second coming is in your mind. This is when you take control of your mind, because we're spirit, and spirit is mental. You know what I mean? It's the consciousness, you know. So it has nothing to do so much with the body. It's all in the mind. And so when you think about the second coming, we have arrived. We are now impeding on a war, and it's a war. It's a mental war. It's a war of the minds. And all of those who let their mind be controlled have already lost the war, you know. But there's still time, guys. It's time now for you to break free, for you to be victorious in this war of the minds. Gain control of your mind. Ask yourself, is this how I want to go out? Is this what I want my tombstone to say? Doing what you're doing, being frozen, not wanting to take any risks, any chances on anything, not living this life to the fullest. We're supposed to live this experience to the fullest, and we're not supposed to be fearful. Think of people that you might see, and you see them like living life to the, like they just look like they are enjoying life. They're doing everything. They're doing what they want to do. And you're watching them, you know. What do you think those people are thinking about? You know, how do you think their mind is working? And if you have to, hold on to that person, that, you know, that energy of that person, the spirit of that person who you see, who you admire, who is absolutely living their life to the fullest, because that's absolutely how we're supposed to be. I had to learn that. And now that I learned that, like, it feels like all the weight is like dropped off, you know? And so, like I said, you know, nobody could have never told me, like, this is what I'll be doing. Like, I'll be an activist, you know, helping the people. You know, I've always been one to help people. We were all put here with a purpose. Nobody is just here haphazardly. If you are in this realm in human form, you have a purpose, you know, and that could be good and that could be bad. You know, everybody plays their role, but you have to play your role to the fullest. You cannot skimp on your purpose. And hiding in the house, hiding behind a group, hiding behind your family, just hiding, not being expressive of yourself, your true desires and what you envision, or, you know, what you want to do. That's not living this life to the fullest. All you're doing is just existing. And we got to get out of that existing, because guess what? There's other energies here that want to control your existence, and it's in your mind. If they can paint the pictures, you, by words, images, actions, whatever, if they can paint the picture that they want you to believe, see, and feel within your mind, then they control you, and you have lost the war. So it is time to wake up. We got to wake up, people. We got to wake up. We got to wake up to what's real and what's not. And right now, the matrix, the upside down matrix that we're living in, the fear base that they're putting out to have everybody in a stagnant position is not real. It's not real. It's just a control tactic that they have been using, and they have been successful at it. But it's time that we all wake up and we break out of that, because nobody can control your mind. Why do you think your mind is inside your head? It's inside your head. It's protected inside your head. Nobody is supposed to be able to control your mind. My goal is to wake you up, to get you out of that fear, so you can live this life, so you can experience this journey, so you can smile more, so you can be happy more. You know, once you realize that you can do stuff even if you feel the fear, because afterwards, the more things that you do that you're fearful of, whether it be speaking out, whether it be going your own way, whether it be living your desires, no matter how crazy and wild they are, the more things that you do that once feared you, afterwards you'll see there was no reason for me to be fearful at all, you know, because they say it's 9 billion people in this earth. That's what they say, around 9 billion people. Well, guess what? How do we know? Do you think you will ever see 9 billion people in your life? This is just an example of how they paint a picture in your mind for you to start creating the imagery. And so when you think about 9 billion, you're like, oh my God, this world, this earth is like, it's overcrowded. There's so many people. But will you ever see 9 billion people? How do we know? How did they count that? You know what I mean? These are just some of the things that I want you to start questioning, and to start to say, wait a minute. How do they know it's 9 billion people in the world? I don't care how many senses they got. There's no way they would be able to determine if it's 9 billion people in this world. But if they want to paint an image in your mind for you to think that, and they have everybody thinking that, of course everybody's going to say, oh my God, this world is crowded. Oh my God, there's too many people. Oh my God, this, that, and the other. And if they continue to show you like things on the news where they show you like violence and, and crime and stuff like that, and you say, oh my God, this world is horrible. This world is evil, this, that, and the other. Then guess what? They have succeeded, because now you're giving what they painted in your mind, the energy. So you're helping it to grow. You're helping it to expand. So you have to maintain in your mind that, no, I don't believe this world is evil, at least my reality, because your reality is what you think your reality is. And so if they can control what you think, they have just created your reality for you. But it's time that you take your reality back. Take it into your own hands, because I know I don't see, my reality is full of like the garden. It's the garden. It's full of greenery. It's full of lush and plush. It's full of plenty. There's no lack in my reality. My reality is abundant. My reality makes me happy. My reality allows me to think, feel, and do whatever I please, And so this is what you have to get to. You have to get to that, even if you don't see it right from the beginning, because the continuation, the perpetuation of thinking something over a period of time attached with a feeling of emotion, especially the ones that make you happy. If I can think my reality is like a carnival, and I can feel what being at a carnival feels like, I have just created my reality. And if I perpetuate this thought and this feeling over and over and over again, is no choice. My carnival is going to appear before me, but this is something that you have to believe. But they knocked all of those beliefs out of us, because we live in a magical world. They proceeded to take out all the magic that is us. We are magic. They proceeded to take out all the magic. Everything that's magical, they created a term called myth, like mythology. So everything that's magical in this earth, they created in our mind to be fake. But the reality is, this matrix is fake. Everything they're doing is fake. This is what I mean when I say they flipped the matrix upside down. I'm just so passionate about getting this information out. I'm trying to find the words to implement into your mind, not for you to take what I say, but for you to discern what I'm saying for yourself. Discern for yourself, And guess what? What's how the saying go? You won't know until you try it. But if you stay the way you are, how are you living? What's your life like now? How does your mindset work right now? Are you bound to the constraints that they have put on you, the imagery that they have implemented into your mind? Are you bound to that? Are you that pessimistic person that says, oh, that's not true. Oh, that's not true. This, that, and the other. Well, let me tell you. If that's where you are and that's your mindset, then guess what? You are absolutely bound. You're going to stay the way that they want you to be, and they're going to continue to control you. Unless you say, enough, I'm not doing that. I already tried this way. Let me try another way. Let me try another way. That's the beauty of this life that we live. We get to try another way. We don't have to do what they say. We don't have to believe everything they say. We don't have to be in a doom and gloom, heavy energy. We don't have to be that way. We can be the way we want to, but we have to decide with our mind individually. And this is what Flashlight Unity is all about. I'm all about shining the light on dark areas. And this is the major dark area of civilization that the powers to be have put in place to control the masses. And it's time that we break free. It's just no choice. It's time that we break free. And that's my mission. That I've been called to do this, and I went through a series of finding out, because I was like that. I was like, oh, well, this world is this world is that. But in that state of consciousness, there was something, there was a nagging feeling inside me. There was a nagging feeling inside me that said, this can't be it. This can't be it, because somewhere in my mind, I envisioned I envisioned that carnival. I see the fun, like it's in my mind, but it was kind of like sketchy, right? It was sketchy because once again, they're dumping all this negative stuff. They want me to feel down. They want me to feel sad. They want me to feel like I don't have any power. They wanted me to feel like that. And I was like, I just can't believe that this is life. How can we have such a great creator, such a powerful creator, which we all connected to? How can we have such a powerful creator to create us to live in a world where we're sad, we're heavy, we're doomed? I mean, that I can't see the powerful creator that we have with so much love creating a world where that's how we're supposed to be. What's the experience in that, right? But now that we experience it, sometimes we have to experience things to know what we don't want. It's kind of like a bad relationship. You get in a relationship, and at first you think it's good, but over time it starts to be bad. That doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be in another relationship. It's just that your mind is telling you what you don't want. So that's why you experience the bad relationships. Sometimes things happen to highlight what we don't want so we can go another way. That's why we have directions, we have directions that we all can go. So we are absolutely supposed to decide and determine our way. And we do that with our mind. And until the next video, I'll say Ochite.